Alrighty guys, I got a 250 Bandit here today that I'm working on, and I had to do some other work to this thing before, but the main problem we're having right now is the auto feed is not working on this. I have come right here and I've checked all this stuff here out. Everything's good. I've checked I checked all my wires to make sure all it was good. I've come down here, I've checked these, I've checked it to where the auto feed switch on and off is. I've done that. I've come all the way over here and I checked all my connections in here and made sure that I had, power, and to make sure this here was working, I put a hot wire to this. It settled while it was running. As soon as you hit the hot wire, boom, the auto feed wheel, the wheels, they stop. It shuts the pressure off to that. The feed wheels are still rolling really, really fast. So other than that there, this is where I put these slides on here, guys. I don't think I made a video of this because it was pouring down rain today. But to change these slides out, you got to undo your cylinders here, undo these 4 bolts, 2 here and 2 here and 2 here, take these lines off, and then on the motor here, you can take the 2 lines off the motor here, and then once you do that there, undo your springs on the bottom. This spring here, unloosen that, take the bottom bolt off, undo the spring on this one, and then like I said, do it on the other side as well. Just take the springs, let the springs hang, pick this all the way up, and when you pick it up, you'll have there'll be these bolts here. They're Allen. I'm pretty sure they're Allen bolts is what I did. I put log nuts on them before. They had just a lock washer and just regular nut, but I put log nuts on them. And then once you do that there, like I said, you pick it all the way up, and once you pick it all the way up, hell, that one right there, it's already broke right there. That one there it broke, that slide. Huh, I just noticed that. Unbelievable. Yeah, I mean, it's still holding it in there, but that fucking slide there, it did break right there. I just noticed that. Huh, I wonder if there's anything on the other side that broke. No, this one's good and this one's good. For some reason that one slide there broke, but take them 2 springs there off as well. And after you get that there done, like I said, just pick it all the way up. And the Allen heads, you can't put these in there no other way than just to pick it up and do what you had to do. But anyways, so I diagnosed that celluloid down there was working good. I checked all my wires. I even come all the way up here and put the hot wire up here to where on the auto feed on and off to make sure that was working. And when I done that, it would trip that, and when I turn it off, it would make it go back to where it needed to go again. So come down to find out it was in the tack. So I went on ahead and I got another tack for it, and like I said, you just take these 2 little wing nuts off on the back here, and what you'll do is you'll take these right here off, and then you'll be able to slide this tack out the front. And this is the pigtail here that it has for the chipper. And then come over here to my truck over here, and I'll show y'all that I got a new tack and everything for it. I got the new tack, I got new wiring, I've got everything. I got everything for it here in this box, this Bandit box here. Shut the door on the truck. I'll show you over here on the grapple. I'll sit over here on the grapple truck, guys, just because I have somewhere to sit it at. But here's the brand new tack that I got, and here's the plug, and it goes in the back. And then when you call them, you're going to need to make sure that what engine that you have, because they make you special for each engine. So to where all it does is this will plug into that new harness, this will plug into the back of the tack. So with that being said, I'm gonna go ahead and take these other Allen heads here off. Sorry guys. I'm gonna go ahead and take these other Allen heads here off, and or not Allen heads. I'm gonna go ahead and take these 2. I got 2 wing nuts. Let me take them 2 wing nuts, and I'll put the new tack in there. And once I put the new tack in there, I will show you how it all hooks up. Shouldn't be too bad. Alrighty guys, got that wire there tight, got this in here, got that one on there, got all that there done, and hook the battery cables back up here. Let's see what we're going to do. We got our key on, we got 0 on the tachometer. Hopefully this thing don't fall off on y'all whenever I do it. Let's see what we got here. Alrighty guys, well, remember the other day I was going to take and mess around with this chipper right here, and they had to come and get it, and the auto feed was not working on it. So I found out what the problem was, and I'm just going to let you guys know that if you guys run into this same problem here, what it is, I zip tied this stuff here together, but I'm going to take it. I left it like this because they had to take it for the job. But I'm getting ready to take it. I'm gonna redo all this. I'm gonna tape all them, tape all these up with heat shrink, redo all that there, and kind of get some of this stuff up and out of here. So I went ahead and I put the new alternator on there because it was only charging at right around 8 volts, and it should be somewhere around 14 volts. So I went ahead and put a new alternator on. I got that there done, and this is your little white wire for your signal for your tach. And then you got your other wire here. You just run it up through there just like I showed y'all. And y'all remember the other day whenever I had done it, it was only reading like right around 100 something or 300 something. Well, usually 90% of the time when I've ever bought these tachs and stuff from Vermeer, or not Vermeer, sorry guys, from Bandit, when I buy these from Bandit, they always come ready to go. That's why they'll ask you, what motor do you have? And they usually calibrate these for whatever motor that you have. And because they're all different ones, where if it comes off the cam, it comes off the crank down there by where the flywheel is, or if it comes off the alternator. Well, this one come off the alternator, and this is supposed to be set on, I think, 16 or something. If you ever have any problems with yours, and when you put yours on there and it's not reading right, just get a hold of Bandit, and they'll tell you whatever motor you got and this and that. I don't work on these enough with these auto feeds to take and, you know, write everything down every time and say this is supposed to be 16 or something. You know, they go by like how many teeth on the flywheel, or, you know, just it's all different for each motor that you have for each chipper. So if you just call them, they will walk you right through it, and you'll have no problem. Whenever I called the guy and I told him, he couldn't believe it, because like I said, most of the time these are always set, and I've never had a problem with them being off like this. They're usually always calibrated for what I do from the factory. So if you ever start yours up, guys, and it does exactly like this one was doing, it was reading low on the RPMs and it was reading high on the other ones, I just knew something just wasn't right, because I've never had to experience that, because it's always been calibrated when I got it. So it was kind of like a first for me. And that being said, we did get it calibrated in there. I can show you guys here. I'll show you guys here now what it's reading on there. Hopefully it'll stay right there. Number one, we got the green light on number one, and see, we're tacking about 700 and something, and as we go up, it'll go on up there like it's supposed to be. The bottom rear, see how it's not moving? It's going to stay there because the valve up there is locked, because the RPMs are low. That's how we want it. See, it's just barely moving. The top one, it's bypassing just a little bit. But when you idle this thing up, guys, when you idle this thing up, that green light will go off, and he'll tell you how to adjust it, and you can adjust it any way that you want to, but he'll tell you how to adjust it for your chipper, your RPMs, and all that stuff. But even the guy at Bandit said it should have been calibrated before it even left the factory. So it was just somebody else not doing their job. But it took me about 2 minutes on the phone with him. He got it, not a minute's problem. So we got the auto feed, we got all that stuff there working good. I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to get all these wires here. The only thing the brown wire is for is like I said, if you have like another reversing valve, that's what this in here is for. So you don't even have to worry about the brown one, as long as you got them other ones that are hooked up. And also the problem these guys are having with it now is they're having a problem with it overheating. So we're going to take this shroud here back off, take the front shroud here back off, and we're going to take and clean it, and we're going to take and clean it up real good and see if they're going to have the problem again. If they still have the problem, we're going to take and might have to wind up putting a new water pump on it. I can definitely tell in the past that somebody has put a water pump on this one before. I mean, I just don't know how, I just don't know how long ago that was. But the fan, all that stuff there looked really good. The fan here, it didn't seem like it was loose, but that's not where the water pump is. The water pump on these are right here, just kind of like a Cummins is. So I'm going to definitely, first thing I want to do is I really just want to blow it all out, clean it all out, and see if that's what it's doing. But then again, also guys, it could have something to do with the injectors, because this thing smokes like hell when you first start it up. It'll smoke really bad, and then as it gets warmed up, I can't even get around that way. Once it gets warmed up, it'll be just fine once it gets warmed up. So with that being said, guys, I just wanted to kind of make a video on here of how to wire this up on a Bandit chipper if you got a chipper and then the auto feed's not working, or if the auto feed, if you want to put auto feed on one, you can put this auto feed system on any chipper that don't, if any of these Bandit chippers, or any chipper that doesn't have this type of tack, or if your auto feed isn't working, you know, definitely check or call them first. The other gauge was bad. The numbers right here was bad, and it wasn't reading exactly right. So I did test it, and after I got this here done, I put the old tack back in it, and once I put the old tack back in it, the other one wouldn't read. It wouldn't read either. And then I knew that it was, you know, I tried to calibrate that one there. It wouldn't read over 200. So I know the other tack was bad, and plus this button was broke on it. And then the alternator too, you know, they could have been maybe fine with the alternator only charging 8 volts, but then again, the signal wire here was not putting out enough amperage to do what it needed to do, and that's another reason why I went ahead and I put another alternator on there as well. It has electric fuel pump on it now, and I think they want to go back to the manual lift pump on this. So we might have to wind up doing something different on that. And as far as everything else goes, guys, I just kind of want to give you guys a rundown on how to put a LOR tack and auto feed system on this chipper. I wish I could kind of show you guys how it works, but I ain't got no limbs around here to show you, what, you know, to chip anything. But you can see there they chipped a whole load of brush. And their mini skid, I got their mini skid broke down over here as well, but I'll make another video on that. I got another mini skid here that's broke down. This is one I just put an idler on this one here. And you know, I tell a lot of people all the time, you know, I got another guy that I work for, and he's just always they're always breaking shit. And he's like, man, I can't believe, you know, all this new equipment, it's just breaking down. But some people don't realize how hard, you know, how hard trees and stuff like that is on this equipment. I mean, it really is. I mean, it really is hard on there. And I've done a pretty good amount of work on this little thing now. But the exhaust pipe did rust completely off there. So I did go ahead and I got a whole new manifold for this thing. Because the other one there, the bolts kept rattling out. And then right up here on the block, I got to fix that little hole there. And then back here on the back, back here on the very back, there's a hole broke in the block. But the exhaust pipe, the exhaust fell down, and look right there, guys, it shorted out on the hot side on the alternator. If that there would have had the right protective thing across the top of it there, that little rubber piece, it never would have done that. And the other mini they got, a cylinder broke on it, and I could just go on and on. Even these guys here, their mini, it wound up breaking as well down on them over on the job, and their fuel shutoff celluloid went bad on them. So another thing too on these little Kubotas, if you ever have one and it won't start, and you hear like a click 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 really really fast, usually that's an indication that your fuel shutoff celluloid went bad. So what I did was I worked on these enough to know about, you know, what's going on. I checked all the fuses, they were good, and then I come over here and I took this fuel shutoff celluloid and you can move the rack back and forth in there. I moved the rack and make sure it wasn't sticking or nothing. And I wound up taking this right here. I took that off, you know, the shutoff celluloid, and then it fired right up and ran great. So I put this little piece of cardboard over top of where that goes at. It don't throw enough oil up in these to leak a whole lot out, which it didn't leak at all. And if you do it like that there, you can cover this up, and then back there is where your fuel shutoff will be at this little rod right here. You can move that back and forth, and that'll shut it off for you. You can just leave this on there. So that's what I wound up doing. I wound up doing it like that. So I'll make a video on this here and I kind of show you guys. But as long as you got these older Kubota engines like this here, and I've had them break down before with me on that fuel shutoff celluloid. Even the guys, they was like, man, how the hell do you know so much stuff? And I'm just like, man, I've done it. I've just done it for so long. I ain't trying to say I'm the fucking best mechanic out there. But when it comes to some of this tree stuff, I worked on it long enough now that I kind of can pinpoint it down pretty quick. And that's just like for anybody else. I'm sure there's other people that work on, you know, sky tracks, or they work on drills or something like that there. They've worked on them long enough, a lot of people have, that they know exactly what they're looking at when they get there. And I was able to fix this here for them within about 5 or 10 minutes, and they was able to finish the job up with it like that there, and then I had to get a new one. So with that being said, guys, still got a bunch of projects. It's just kind of getting hard for me to take and film a lot of shit that I have. I've got this International here, a guy, I've had this truck for probably 3 or 4 years sitting back in the back, and I bought it for the motor, and a guy come yesterday and he wound up buying the rear end, so I'm going to go ahead and get this truck cut up once I get the parts off of it. And this is the truck, I don't know if I told you guys before, but this is the truck that I'm going to take the AC out of this truck because it's got like a vintage air type system on it for AC, and I'm going to put that in my service truck because my service truck ain't got no air. And sometimes in the summertime it's 100 degrees outside. I mean, I like, you know, sometimes I like to, on a long drive home or something, I like to have the air on. So I ain't sound like I'm a damn sissy or something, but you know, in the summertime it's nice to have a air, you know, a little bit of air, AC blowing on, you know, on a long drive home. So that being said, guys, I'll try to make a video on me cleaning this radiator out or whatever I got to do, but I just want to make a kind of a quick video on this here, just showing you know how to hook all this up. If anybody has any questions, you know, just leave a comment below. I appreciate all the comments, I appreciate all the likes, and all the people that, you know, I'm subscribing to my channel so far. I haven't gave up on these other projects that I have, guys. I just been super busy and I had time to work on them. So thanks again for watching, guys.